Bonjour, mes petites. Okay, so this is the week where I answer a lot of your questions. Praptolium, you comment on a lot of my videos. How's it going? I like you. I like your comments. And so we're gonna answer this one in video form. You asked about getting a bearded dragon as a pet. I know about this. You want a pet. Housemates aren't keen on a cat, so bearded dragon is the next obvious step. Duh. Are they easy to transport? Do they smell bad? Do they take up a lot of room? Sont-ils fidèles? Sont-ils fidèles? I can't speak French today. Are they loyal, essentially? Let's go over this. So, did you like that? Did you like that trip I just sent you on? Okay, so obviously I'm biased because I have a bearded dragon. I've had the best one for like 5 years, and I've wanted a bearded dragon since college, and I had snakes when I was younger, so obviously I'm a reptile person, and that's a specific kind of person, and you've got to be okay with people maybe not liking your pet, because in my experience, it's been like 50-50. Yeah, I like her, she's cute, oh my god, that's really interesting, and then 50 like, what the fuck is that? What is that? There's a little group in the middle of my friends who, like, more than tolerate her, but they don't want to touch her. I don't really want to be around her. They get a little freaked out by her, but they're like, okay, no, I know she's cool, but also I don't want to touch her. So just know that she's not gonna, a lizard's not gonna get the same reaction as a cat from a lot of people. Someone might come over and be like, what is that? I'm leaving. Hard to get laid. Yep. So, transport, bearded dragons don't really like to move very much. Lyra's a trooper, and she actually she doesn't like to move. It takes her a while to get used to a new environment, but she does like to leave the house. I've trained her to the point where she'll sit on my shoulder, no leash, no attachment. We'll walk around my neighborhood. If it's the warm part of the day and she's happy to be awake, I'll take her to parties and stuff. She's totally fine. And she actually does enjoy that. You learn to tell their moods by their coloring and the scales on their belly. There's a whole thing. I should actually just make a main channel video about all the things to do with a bearded dragon. But generally they like to have their home. They like their tank with their temperature just right and their little places that they like to be, and they don't really like to move that much. So if you're planning on moving a lot over the next couple of years, it might not be the best idea to get any kind of a pet. I mean, maybe a fish or something, but basically Lyra's got her tank, and if her tank's there, she knows that that's her home, so she's okay with it. But the actual moving process, she's never liked it. She's never been very happy, and it does kind of take a lot out of them. The smell. So their poop smells something awful, but they only poop at most once a day, usually more like once every 3 days or so, and you clean that up and it doesn't smell that bad. And as part of their health and wellness, you have to give them weekly baths. Like, not soapy baths, but they get their hydration through baths and the food that they eat. They don't actually drink water, and they don't actually drink water unless they're sick. So yeah, so they shouldn't smell too terrible. Their tanks, you have to have a pretty sizable tank for an adult bearded dragon for them to be comfortable and healthy and happy. That being said, if you're never planning on taking them out that often, Lyra has my entire apartment to run around in because I live by myself and she knows what she's doing. I've created a way for her to get in and out of her own tank. So she's wonderful at figuring all that stuff out. She's very smart. I trust her that she knows what she's doing. So, but if you have roommates and you don't have my same situation, you're going to need a big tank because, you know, it's the place that they live. It's the place they spend all their time. You need it to have a lot of room. Loyalty. Sont-ils fidèles? Fidèles. So here's the thing. Lizards don't show affection nearly in the same, not even remotely in the same way as mammals do. It's been 5 years that I've had Lyra. I know how to read her. I know how to read bearded dragons in general, there's certain, like, if their beard's black, they're not happy. They're pissed the fuck off. And if they've got like a diamond pattern on their belly, it means that they're stressed out. And, you know, depending on if they're moving a lot and they're light and they're dark, those are how you tell their moods. But it's not easy. It takes a while to read them, and you usually figure out the circumstances that will make them feel certain ways. They'll let you know, it's just that their language is not a mammal language. You look at a dog, you know if it's pissed off or if it's sad or if it's happy. Lizards are a lot more subtle. They do communicate, it's just the language barrier is a lot harder to surpass. I know she knows who I am, though. So I take her out of the house on my shoulder. There's a coffee shop I like to go to in my neighborhood. They know me, they know her. And whenever I'm there for an extended period of time, someone always asks to hold her, something like that. I'm fine with that. I keep a close eye on her. But every time I pass her on to someone else, she looks at them and then she looks at me and she's just like, what the fuck? And after, you know, more than a minute, she'll jump out of their hand and crawl to me. So, you know, I don't know if that's necessarily considered loyalty. I know that she knows who I am as the person who gives her food and cuddles the shit out of her occasionally. But yeah, you're never gonna get the same level of affection from a lizard as you're gonna get from a dog or a cat. That's just never gonna happen. But, you know, it works for me. I'm an emotionless robot person, and lizard love is all I need. Oh boy, that sounds real bad. Okay, so I should just make a full-on main channel video about all of the details of bearded dragon care, because that's a thing I do now. Yeah, if you'd like to see that, leave me a comment. If you've made it 7 minutes into this video about bearded dragon care, why are you watching this? Let me know if that's something you'd like to see. If you'd like to see, like, you know, a whole 15-minute video on the main channel about all of the details of bearded dragon maintenance. Wow, I'm cool. Alright, so, Praptolium? Did I pronounce it right? Probably not. I hope this answered your question. If you got any more questions, you can ask me things. Not just him, but other people. I'm in the mood for answering questions recently. I'm gonna go now. Okay, bye.